this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show, and as those of you who have not subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and the ushering in of the Antichrist. We all already know that they poison us with these chemtrails. We look at the food labels on anything you buy at the store. You can see how they poison us with the chemicals that they throw in to all of these foods and all of this stuff. And we all know that they've put fluoride in our water, but we're told that it's good for our teeth because our dentist tells us it's good for our teeth, as they lie and lie and lie. Now reports are coming out that deadly toxic chemicals are found in the drinking water for at least 6 million Americans. Toxins used to stain proof furniture and fight fire is in public water supply. I repeat. Toxins used to stain proof furniture and fight fire is in public water supply. We've already seen what they've done in Flint, Michigan with the water situation. I constantly talk about biological warfare. I talk about the silent war, how they do these things to us. We don't even know we're under attack. Our flesh is under attack. Our spirits are under attack. It's spiritual warfare. But they're constantly dumping chemicals on us and doing all this stuff. They're saying that California is the worst affected, also New York, Florida, Georgia, and others. At least 6 million people are affected, possibly more. The article says more than 6 million people in the U.S. drink and use water that is contaminated with deadly toxins. A new study reveals life-threatening concentrations of a carcinogenic man-made chemical normally used to fight fire, insulate pipes, and stain proof furniture have been found in public water tanks across America. The most at-risk states in order: California, New Jersey, North Carolina, Alabama, Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, Georgia, Minnesota, Arizona, Massachusetts, and Illinois. The Harvard University study published on Tuesday warns the figures are likely woeful underestimates, since government data does not account for a third of the country and therefore emits around 100 people. I mean, what more? Like, what needs to happen for people to get riled up here at this point? I mean, all this stuff, we saw it in Flint, Michigan, and nobody seemed to care that much except for the poor victims in Flint, Michigan who had to suffer through that stuff and the lead poisoning that those people had to endure because they poisoned the water with lead. I mean, it's going on all around us, and people don't seem to care. People don't seem to be in an uproar. You know, millions of Americans are drinking the water with unsafe levels of industrial chemicals. Chemicals known as PFASs have been linked to high cholesterol, obesity, hormone suppression, and cancer. Introduced more than 60 years ago, PFAS are a category of man-made chemicals that degrade very slowly, if at all, in the environment. This is what they're doing to us. And they're getting away with it. One, because people aren't knowledgeable. Two, because people aren't seeing instant effects most of the time. They're not drinking the water and then falling on the floor choking, so they don't seem to care. But then when they get cancer in 30 years, and they're, when they're 50 years old, and they're saying, well, I'm not going to see my grandchildren live. I'm not going to, I've had such a short life. Where did it all go? I was working the whole time. Oh, I guess I just coincidentally got cancer because everybody gets cancer. And nobody links these things. Nobody links the chemicals in our food, okay? And the chemtrails and the aluminum they dump on us and all these things that they do to us. Nobody links it to cancer. Then when they get it, they just go, oh, poor me, and they die. They don't fight back. People don't go, we've had enough of this. Stop poisoning our food. Stop poisoning our water. Stop poisoning our air. This article goes on to say that this study shows that 16.5 million Americans have one of 6 types of PFAs in their drinking water at levels at or above the maximum EPA limit. Overall, the highest levels were in watersheds near industrial sites, military bases, and wastewater treatment plants. The maximum limit. Nobody should be... Water is water. It should be natural. We all need and depend on water to live. So why else do you think they poison water? Well, of course. And you see stories come out where people, try to collect rainwater and then clean it and, boil it or whatever. They catch it in these big tanks and they try to live that way. And we see the government regulating that because they don't want people having healthy water. They want everybody getting the same doses of poison. It's absolutely unbelievable, folks. The article goes on to say that this new study suggests a similar crisis could be much more widespread. And this crisis, which is still going on in Flint, and you don't hear about it because this is what they don't want people to fight up against it. We heard a little bit about it when it happened, but they're more interested in talking about who's going to go to the bathroom and what toilet, the men's or women's room, who's got the right to choose what gender they want to be. But they're not talking about how they're poisoning all these people in Flint. They're not talking about this story, which is out there. It's not going to be a mainstream thing where people go, why are 6 million Americans drinking toxic water? Why is this going on? And who's going to stop it? Instead, they rather see Donald Trump say that he's going to hint at shooting Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton's emails getting leaked, and everybody buying into the charade and the staged political scene that goes on. And what's really going on here is this silent war that no one seems to care about. And I'm telling you, it's because people don't see the instant effects of it. If they saw the instant effects, if something happened right when they drank it, or right when they ate it, then people would be in uproar. Then people would care. But they're going, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. I'm too busy to worry about. I'm too busy to care. And more people are getting cancer. More and more people are suffering from obesity, getting diabetes, high cholesterol. Look at all these things linked to water. Who would think that, right? Who would think if you eat clean and you eat healthy, even if you eat raw, but you still drink out of your faucet, you could be a victim of high cholesterol because of the water that you're drinking. That's how ridiculous our world is getting, especially here in the United States of America. It's probably more ridiculous here than anywhere else as we continue to see this stuff go on. But we see the dumbed down society that we have, where people just don't care. They're just on their phone. Like I said, they're playing Pokemon Go and they're walking off cliffs. They're walking into buildings on their phone 24/7. And you would think that people might speak up and say, why is this going on? Let's start from square one. Why is this in our water? And somebody might say, well, because it's located near an industrial place and they got chemicals. Shouldn't that be illegal? You throw people for not paying their taxes in jail for 10 years. Should these companies, if they're polluting our water, shouldn't they be arrested and thrown in jail for many years because they're causing many people to get cancer? Oh, but they don't. Of course they want that. The elitists want that. So they don't want to make that a story. They don't want to get people riled up that way because all they have to do is make that the main story on the news, and then everybody would get behind it because that's how the mind control works, right? Instead of leading the news about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and this charade that's going on, they could lead in with this, and they could say, did you know that you're all being poisoned by the water? And people would say, wait, what? We're being poisoned by water, and we're all going to fight back against it. We're going to that should be the main issue when Donald Trump speaks tonight, or Hillary Clinton, or these are the things that we need to fix. Nope, it just silently gets brushed under the rug. People just keep drinking the water, keep getting sicker, and unfortunately, I know people are going to say, well, what are we supposed to do about it? Well, I don't have an answer for you on what to do about it. I know that I filter my water a certain way. There's a lot of people out there that, actually go out and get water from streams, and they boil the water. So people, like I said, who catch water, but it's almost impossible to live like that. If you have to leave your house, then you have to put it in a glass bottle and take it with you. I mean, it's so ridiculous that you would, that we even have to think about stuff like this, that we have to even be concerned about. It shouldn't be happening, and people should be upset with it. People should be fighting back. People should be going to these political rallies with signs and screaming at the top of their lungs. People should be demanding that this problem gets fixed. We're talking about chemicals that are used to fight fire. We're drinking that. Drinking chemicals used for stain-proofing furniture and fighting fires is in our water supply. Hello, everyone. Anybody concerned about this? To fight fire and to stain-proof. Have you ever smelt furniture stain, the proof stainer. Does anyone have a bottle of it in their house? Take a whiff of it. How toxic and disgusting it smells. Just think about that in our water, going into our bodies. Not at a rate where we would just drink it and die, at a rate where we would just continue to slowly get sicker and sicker. And this is the world that we live in, folks. 6 million people. And that's, I mean, think about look at the map here. It shows you the areas that they've detected this in. And, it's almost in every single state for the most part. You don't see it up in the northwest. You don't see it in Montana and Idaho in those areas. Probably because they're not very populated. So why would they go out of their way to do that? You see it in New York and New Jersey and California, very populated places. You see it in Florida. I mean, unbelievable. Where are people, to care and to fight back? I mean, that's what bothers me the most. There's so much nonsense going on. There's so many things we can talk about with the Satanism, which is just so ridiculously over the top that people don't seem to care about that. The poisoning and the attacking of our children with Satanism, indoctrinating them with witchcraft. But where are other people that talk about this stuff, about the constant poisoning of our bodies, the constant attacks that we're all under? They just go, oh, people have depression, they need to take medicine for their depression. Well, why do you think people have depression? Because they're eating chemicals all the time that are making them depressed. They cause all of this stuff. Then they get you to go to the doctors and get a prescription so they can continue to poison you because the prescription isn't curing you. It's just making you temporarily feel better and then wearing off and it's having other bad effects on your body because it's not natural and you shouldn't be taking it. And it just is a recurring cycle. Go to the doctor, get the medicine, never be cured. Don't really get to the root of the problem, which is, why hundreds of years ago we've come so far. We've come so far with science and the medical, the medical industry and the pharmaceuticals. But you hear people talk like that, and it's laughable. It's like people weren't getting this type of illness. Yes, there were things back then, of course, that didn't have cures or certain diseases, and people did die from things like scarlet fever and all that kind of stuff. But people weren't going through depression, in the 1300s. They weren't like, I don't want to leave my house. I'm depressed. I need a Xanax. I need a Zoloft. I need some kind of a pill. I can't even face the world. And then they look in the mirror. They're like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Well, what's wrong with you is that you are under attack. Your body is under chemical attack. And they're using the one source that we all have to have. We cannot live without water. It's not like they're just attacking Cheerios or Milky Way bars. They're attacking water, the one thing that we need to survive. Okay, the main thing that we need, that we can't go days without. We need water. And they're attacking that. And people still aren't going. This is ridiculous. It's still allowing it to go on. It's unbelievable. So I don't have an answer. If you're asking me what to do as far as, I mean, there's obviously things you can do research on it. I use a filter. I have various filters that I use, but how far can I trust those? I don't know. I used to boil water, but sometimes that stuff becomes time consuming to boil the water and then let it cool. And then, but I mean, this is a different world now. Back in the day where people had time to actually do stuff like that, and everybody's running around to pay their bills. There's so much going on. Everybody's on the go 24/7. But people need to be aware of stuff like this. So share this video. Let people know. Share these articles. I'll attach the links. These are articles. It's on Daily Mail. It's on CNN. Yes, I know that they produce propaganda, but this isn't something that should surprise anyone. This isn't something where you should say, oh, CNN's making it up. We already know that they poison our water with fluoride. I've done videos on it talking about how dumbed down they made us, how Hitler used to use fluoride in the water. Okay, fluoride is a way to dumb people down, to make people very, docile, very calm, very suppressed. And that's what they do. They put all this stuff in our food and our water, and we continue to get sick. We don't ask questions. We don't fight back, and they continue to beat us through this silent war that's going. They continue to slowly just kill us all off. It's unbelievable. I thank everybody for listening to today's show. Prayers are with everybody out there. God bless you all. May peace be with you and your families.